chen Kinenion nagam. Yahweh, 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 checking out, there's a winner may go. Yahweh, 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 Yahweh,
Please remain standing for the invocation led by the Reverend Tanis Kalisnik, Student Life Academic Advisor, and the Reverend Stan McKay, who will provide a blessing upon this ceremony and the graduates.
Aga genau in wako maganak e pena nask moach as imamu ya in nask moach agi wana stan waka ski ni pi tabastar Bewiche Wenan Sawiniminan. Creator, giver of life, we come with thanksgiving this day for the goodness of the earth and the waters. We ask your blessing upon those who graduate, their families. We acknowledge the courage of this institution to do justice and to be inclusive. And so we celebrate life this day with thanksgiving.
When I look upon this gathering, these graduates represent hope. And I think that we can all agree that we are living in times where this world of ours needs signs of hope. You hold knowledge in a world that needs fresh insights and wisdom, and you have the skill sets to be able to listen to each other with respect and integrity. Today we ask God to bless this gathering. Together we are here to celebrate your achievements, your community of friends, family, your UAW professors and support staff. We have all been part of your journey, and we collectively pause and give thanks and honor you for your hard work and determination to reach these goals. At the same time, we acknowledge that this is also a start of a new chapter, full of uncertainties, opportunities, and transitions. So may God bless you, surround you as you continue to embrace the dance between science and art, nature's mysteries and wonders. May you discern and uphold ethics and ensure positive regard for all in a complex world. Amen.
It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Annette Trimby, President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg.
Good afternoon and welcome to the University of Winnipeg, located on Treaty 1 land in the heart of the Métis Nation. I begin with the significant acknowledgement to recognize the influence the land we are located on, its history, its present, its peoples, and its relationships must have on everything we do. It is my pleasure to welcome you here and to preside over today's ceremony. We have made some important changes to our Convocation ceremony beginning this year, which are intended to honor Indigenous people and acknowledge that we are on Treaty 1 land. Most of the students in front of me will have some understanding of the significance of this and why it is important. At the beginning of today's ceremony, we were honored to have Frank Walker perform traditional drumming and singing as our platform party entered. Frank will also be singing an honor song at the end of today's ceremony, which has traditionally been used to recognize when an individual or group has accomplished something noteworthy. You may also notice some additions to our graduates' regalia. Our Indigenous graduates are now wearing a special stole over their shoulders. This stole was created by Destiny Seymour, an Anishinaabe interior designer. Destiny's design is inspired by the repeated and delicate pattern stamping found on local Indigenous pottery, along with colors that reflect the University of Winnipeg. In addition, these graduates will be wearing different colored tassels to identify them as Métis, First Nations, or Inuit. Finally, we will have a star blanket on display on Spence Street as our graduates exit the ceremony. Across many Indigenous nations, the foundational understanding is that we are all related. This understanding includes our relationship to all beings everywhere and to all things, from the earth to the sky and beyond. The significance of the star blanket extends from this understanding. I invite anyone who would like to take their picture in front of the star blanket to do so. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the graduating class, families of the graduates, colleagues, and friends of the University of Winnipeg, I have the honor to declare open this 113th Convocation of the University of Winnipeg for the conferring of degrees in Education, Kinesiology, Theology, Phys Ed, and Marriage and Family Therapy. We are pleased to be joined by a number of distinguished platform guests, and I want to introduce them at this time. I would ask that each person stand briefly as I call his or her name, and I would request that you hold your applause until I have finished the introductions. In the third row, the Honorable Mary Lou McPhedran, Senator and past honorary degree recipient. Jarita Greyeyes, Director of Community Engagement and Learning. Robert Bend, Dean of the Collegiate. Dr. Jens Frank, Acting Associate Dean of Science. Dr. Narumi Taniguchi, Director of Marriage and Family Therapy. Ruth Dickinson, President of the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association. And in the second row, Colin Russell, our Registrar. Dr. Jamie Cedro, Acting Indigenous Academic Lead, Acting Masters in Development Practice Director, and Associate Professor. Dr. Mavis Reimer, Dean of Graduate Studies. Laurel Repsky, Vice President, Human Resources. Mike Emsley, Vice President, Finance and Administration. Chris Miniker, Senior Executive Officer, External Engagement. Dr. Doug Goltz, Acting Dean of Science. Dr. Jan Stewart, Acting Dean of Kinesiology. Dr. John Anchan, Associate Dean of Education. And in the first row, Frank Walker, Reverend Stan Mackay, Elder. Reverend Tanis Kalisnik, Student Life Academic Advisor and Stars of Spence Street Prize Award winner. Inga Johnson Mikashu, Director of Student Support Services. Dr. Kenneth McCluskey, Dean of Education and Marcia Hannon Award for Excellence in Creating Community Awareness Award winner. Dr. James Curry, Provost and Vice President Academic. Bob Silver, Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg. Albert McLeod, Honorary Doctor of Laws candidate. Dr. Catherine Taylor, Acting Dean of Arts. Raven Heavyrunner, Chair of the Northwest Two-Spirit Society, Board Member of the Montana Two-Spirit Society, and International Council of Two-Spirit Societies Facilitator. Dr. John Bowman, Chancellor Emeritus, past honorary degree recipient, and member of the University of Winnipeg Foundation Board, and Albina Moran, Chair, Board of Regents. This is your 113th Convocation Platform Party. I also want to acknowledge the presence of special guests of the Platform Party and members of our Board of Regents who are seated in the audience. Hi, Bruce. Saw you. Seated in front of me are serving as marshals, members of our faculty. Seated in front of me are serving as marshals are members of our faculty whose wisdom, expertise, and generosity of spirit have contributed so much to the personal growth and academic success of our graduates. We are also joined by many members of our staff, administration, and alumni who are here to share in this celebration and who play essential roles in making this university an extraordinary place to discover, achieve, and belong. I would ask you to join me in acknowledging all of these remarkably gifted and dedicated people. The University of Winnipeg is proud to provide a live webcast of this ceremony for all family and friends who are unable to join us in person today. Welcome to all of those who are viewing this ceremony online. Convocation is a very special time in the calendar of the university. It is a time when we gather together to honor our grads, bid them farewell, and celebrate their accomplishments. It is also a wonderful occasion to give honors to members of the university faculty, students and staff who have made significant and worthy contributions to our institution. And it is a time when we award honorary degrees to those who have demonstrated exceptional leadership and unparalleled excellence in their fields, helping to define and shape the principles and the values that give meaning to our community. Today, we honor Albert McLeod with an honorary Doctor of Laws. An honorary degree is the highest academic status that can be bestowed on any individual. Those who receive an honorary degree demonstrate dedication and excellence in the field of their work and have been nominated for consideration of this title. It is now my pleasure to call upon our esteemed Chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, to confer special honors on Albert McLeod. Albert will be introduced by Dr. Catherine Taylor, Acting Dean of Arts, Chancellor Albert and Dr. Taylor, would you please come forward?
I guess I start. Mr. Chancellor, I have the great honor to represent the members of the University of Winnipeg community who nominated Albert William McLeod to be awarded an honorary Doctor of Laws. I am also pleased that fellow nominator Raven Heavyrunner could join us today to celebrate Albert's contributions. Over the past 35 years, Mr. McLeod has been a well-respected knowledge keeper who has worked tirelessly for the rights of two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, and queer people in the local community and across the continent. Since 1990, maybe it was 1989, he has worked with other LGBTQ Indigenous people to organize under the name Two-Spirit, to remember the honored roles of non-binary gender people in pre-contact First Nations and the important spiritual functions they performed in First Nations in this territory and across the continent. Mr. McLeod is recognized as a pioneer in HIV education for Indigenous people. This has continued in a range of service commitments he has made over many years, often with little institutional support, but always with a relentless and effective commitment to seeing things through where lives were on the line, whether people wanted to hear his message or not. He is also engaged in human rights activism, cross-cultural training, cultural resurgence, and language reclamation, and has served as advisor and activist for Winnipeg's inner-city community. The University of Winnipeg has benefited directly from Mr. McLeod's work in many ways, ranging from his donation of the photographic archive of the Two-Spirit people of Manitoba to our library, to serving as head of the Elder Council for our historic C2C conference, to guest lecturing in education courses, to offering prayers at our annual Rainbow and Two-Spirit flag-raising ceremonies. Mr. Chancellor, I request that you confer upon Albert William McLeod, fearless warrior, canny political strategist, wise counselor, and person of great heart, the degree of Honorary Doctor of Laws.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit you, Albert McLeod, to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations. I think you'll have to sign before we make it official. Thank you. I'll keep this for you.
So it is now my pleasure to call upon our distinguished guests to address our graduates, but first I'm going to fix this because I didn't do it quite right. I have a feeling it's going to be a problem.
So good afternoon, everybody. Originally, I'm from Nepal, Manitoba. My family history is very much that of Canada and Manitoba, our colonial history of people coming as colonizers to this land, looking for resources, looking for economy, some looking for a place to be. And those would be my Scottish relatives and ancestors who came from Scotland in the 1800s, the late 1800s, to be a part of the fur trade. At the time, Scottish fur trade men were not allowed to marry Indigenous women. And thankfully, they didn't listen, as can happen when you're 2 months away from your boss across the Atlantic Ocean. And so across Canada, many of the European men who were in Canada at that time did marry local Indigenous women. So my heritage is really a blended one of Scottish European and Indigenous Cree from northern Manitoba. Very much a reflection of Manitobans' history of the contribution of not only the settler community, but also the local Indigenous population, whether they were the Assiniboine, the Blackfeet, the Ojibwe Cree, the Dakota, or the Dene, or the Inuit. Today in 2018, we struggle to reflect that contribution, and I really thank Dr. Trimby and her team with this honor of someone who quit high school in the PA at Margaret Barber Collegiate when I was 16 years old in 1971. I felt I was interested in archaeology, history, I still am. And I think that interest has guided me throughout my life in looking at my history as an Indigenous person with settler heritage, on where I reconcile that identity, and it makes sense to me today so that I can do my own studies, find my own center, find my own spiritual belief that guides me through my life. I'm 62. When I quit high school, I was really lost. I was from a Métis family. In those days, in the 60s, there was a real push for assimilation into Western ways of life. Forgetting about the Indigenous languages, forgetting teachings. They were seen as antiquated, quaint, something that was really not important as we came into the future of modernity, of a modern world. And my grandmother was sort of my ideal, my idol. She was a Cree woman born in 1897. She died in 1990. When I was born, she was already in her 60s. But she was fascinating to me. She didn't speak English. I think for her, Cree was her language. And her husband learned Cree. It's a Scottish man. And I watched her as a child as she made pemmican, as she smoked fish, as she tanned hides, and she made us moccasins and mucklucks and mitts. All the work that an Indigenous woman would have done in this territory for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. In the 60s, by 1967, my grandfather had died. And in my workshops, I show a photograph of my grandparents' yard. And in the photograph is my grandmother's smokehouse, the central place for her work, just as we will all be working in community at one time. As an Indigenous woman, that was her center, her science, her technology, her education, on using all of that scientific knowledge, that technology, to care for her family as an Indigenous woman, to prepare the food, to make the clothing, to tan the hides. And in my workshop, I think about Winnipeg. We have 79,000 Indigenous people living in Winnipeg, a growing young population. For this population, do they see their grandmother's smokehouse? No. And that's what knowledge is about. How would a grandmother's smokehouse help these children understand who they are, their relationship to the land, their relationship to scientific and technological knowledge that evolved after the Ice Age over tens of thousands of years? And so that's where we are today. We are reconciling that history. We're looking at where's the deficit? What have we gained? What do we have in the bank? So an Indigenous person growing up in the 50s and the 60s in the North with an Indigenous grandmother. The Indigenous bank is full, and we are ready to share that knowledge as we move forward in decolonization and reconciliation. So I do thank Dr. Trimby and the work that the university itself does on indigenization and understanding that Indigenous people have a lot to contribute to our society today. In closing, I just want to reflect on how Indigenous people share knowledge. I work with Roger Roulette, an Ojibwe language specialist from McGregor, Manitoba. He's an expert in the Indigenous language of Ojibwe, but he's also an expert in the nuances of the English language, so he can do an appropriate interpretation and translation of what is being talked about. And from what I've learned from Roger, Indigenous people communicate through metaphors, allegories, and euphemisms. And in 2012, in December, Chief Teresa Spence from Attawapiskat First Nation decided to rise a teepee on Victoria Island and the Ottawa River behind the Parliament to bring a message not only to the Prime Minister of Canada of that day, but to Canada itself and to the world. As a public advocacy strategy, she got the attention of the world media in her hunger strike that lasted a number of weeks. And I wondered, why would this Cree woman from a Northern Reserve choose this method for her advocacy around housing in her First Nation community? She demanded or asked that the Prime Minister come to the teepee on Victoria Island to meet with her to discuss the needs of her community. The federal government waffled left and right, what to do. What was the protocol for such a unique situation that an Indigenous woman would request the Prime Minister of Canada to leave the Parliament building and travel to Victoria Island in the middle of the Ottawa River? And so the Lieutenant Governor of Canada was asked to go meet with Chief Teresa Spence. And she said, no, I want the Prime Minister of Canada to come and talk to me. And then she said, and if this Prime Minister can't, Canada needs to find one that will, right? And soon I understand the metaphor of what she was doing, a different type of advocacy that really tells us the origin of Canada and the relationship between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people who came to this part of the world. In the teepee, the doorway is only 3 feet high. To enter that teepee, you need to bend. So the request was the Prime Minister come inside the teepee, but in order to enter, he needed to bend. Across our politics in North America, very few of our politicians are ever asked to bend to anything. They live a life of privilege, and they don't have to bend. So then I began to understand what Chief Teresa Spence was actually saying to Canada. The true history of North America, that Indigenous women played a vital role to the development of these nations. And that men, the early settlers, as of my family, did bend to come into the teepees as a way of acknowledging who were the experts of North America, who were the people who survived here for thousands of years, what science and technology and spiritual beliefs did they carry. And so shortly after, there was another Prime Minister. This one did bend a number of years ago, to go into the teepee on Parliament Hill. So that's a metaphor I want to leave with you today, is to understand the true history of Canada and the true contribution of Indigenous women, many who are not named in the journals of the early settlers. Only the men were named. So I thank Teresa Spence for that lesson, and that the bending is not to the human, the bending is to nature. The hide that makes the teepee, the fire, the wood that makes the fire, the food that is shared in the teepee. That is what the metaphor was about. That's what she was telling us. Understand the world that you arrived in, the ecology that you arrived in, and approach it with humility, because we all need it to survive, not just Indigenous people. So I thank you for this honor today, and I congratulate all the graduates and your future endeavors and your studies and whatever career you choose in your life. But to remember that metaphor and to realize some days we will have to bend. Thank you.
Thank you, Albert and Dr. Taylor. Thank you for sharing your metaphors, allegories, and euphemisms, and thanks for being a part of our community. To recognize their dedication, several prestigious awards are presented to faculty and staff on an annual basis at our spring and autumn convocations. Several of these awards will be presented at a dinner reception this evening. I would now like to call upon Dr. James Curry, Provost and Vice President Academic, to come forward and to publicly acknowledge and congratulate the recipients.
Thank you, Dr. Trimby. 6 members of our university were recognized for outstanding contributions over the past year. 3 of them are attending today's ceremony. Award recipients, would you please stand as I call your name? Dr. Kenneth McCluskey. I have the pleasure to present Dr. Ken McCluskey, who is being honored with the Marcia Hannon Award for Excellence in Creating Community Awareness. Dr. McCluskey has made exceptional contributions to the field of education. As Professor and Dean of the Faculty of Education at UWinnipeg, he has devoted his career to finding ways of reducing the barriers that prevent many learners from achieving their full potential. The Faculty of Education has grown through Dr. McCluskey's vision, with innovative programs designed to address the needs of underserved and marginalized populations. Working with the Winnipeg Education Centre, Dr. McCluskey has encouraged the very successful community-based Aboriginal teacher education program, KTAP, which nurtures and supports Indigenous educational assistants as they become teachers in their own right. And he helped establish the Immigrant Teacher Education Program to make it possible for internationally trained teachers to gain a professional foothold in Manitoba. Dr. McCluskey was instrumental in headquartering the World Council for Gifted and Talented Children at UWinnipeg for 5 years, and every summer his team attracts educators to campus for Lost Prizes seminars centered around the themes of diversity, at-risk youth, and the importance of nurturing creativity. For his transformative educational leadership, the development of innovative programs, and his lifelong dedication to youth, UWinnipeg presents Dr. Ken McCluskey with the Marcia Hannon Award for Excellence in Creating Community Awareness. Tanis Kalisnik. I have the pleasure to present Tanis Kalisnik, who is being honored with the Stars of Spence Street Prize. During her 15 years with the university, Tanis has helped thousands of students achieve their academic goals with thoughtful guidance and support. She has been an integral resource for students in the Awards and Financial Aid Office, the Aboriginal Student Services Centre, and currently in the Academic Advising Department. As a recruiter with ASSC, Tanis went on no fewer than 500 trips to meet potential students in remote Manitoba communities. Whenever students chose to attend U-Winnipeg, she went above and beyond to make sure they had the academic, personal, and cultural supports they needed to find success. She has brought that same level of care into her work as an academic advisor. Tanis is well-versed in every aspect of the university experience and assists students from registration to graduation and beyond. Tanis knows the resolve required of an adult learner, having completed a U-Winnipeg Master of Arts in Theology degree in 2015. She is a musician, church organist, and an ordained Anglican deacon who often delivers blessings at campus events and convocation ceremonies. For her significant and continued dedication to student success, U-Winnipeg is proud to award Reverend Tanis Kaliznik with the 2018 Stars of Spence Street Prize. Inga Johnson McCashew. I have the pleasure to present Inga Johnson McCashew, who is being honored with the Robin H. Farquhar Award for Excellence in Contributing to Self-Governance. As the university's Director of Student Support Services, Inga manages a complex and diverse area that directly impacts how students experience their time at U-Winnipeg. She genuinely cares and creates a welcoming space for all students so they may achieve academic and personal success. And she does so with a calm, purposeful demeanor that has earned her both respect and loyalty. From orientation to advising, and from campus wellness to graduation, Inga plays a role in a student's career at U-Winnipeg from start to finish. Inga has been described as a servant leader in the truest sense, one who gives of her time and energy as an employee and volunteer to strengthen the governance of U-Winnipeg. She takes on many tasks, chairing and serving on numerous committees, including for United Way campaigns, Thrive Week, U-Winnipeg Pride, Future Student Night, convocations, and community holiday dinners. She plays an instrumental role in the university's work to address sexual violence on campus. She has facilitated the delivery of the Upstander training program, which teaches hundreds of students and staff annually. She continues to be part of the sexual violence response team and coordinates or presents at a wide array of orientation sessions across campus. Inga is particularly passionate about accessibility and wellness services on campus and capably does media interviews on these topics on behalf of the university. She was also a member of the U-Winnipeg bargaining team to negotiate the ACES contract in 2015. Colleagues attest to a long list of admirable qualities that Inga possesses: leadership, a positive attitude with a can-do approach, empathy, and the ability to mentor and nurture others, efficacy and perseverance, creativity, and a collaborative commitment. She is a team player who sets a positive tone to improve services across the spectrum. U-Winnipeg proudly bestows on Inga Johnson McCashew the Robin H. Farquhar Award for Excellence in Contributing to Self-Governance. Please join me in giving a round of applause to our award winners. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for your work and commitment to the university.
Thank you, Dr. Curry, and congratulations to all the award winners. We've now come to the part of the program that our graduates and you, who are here to share this special occasion with them, have eagerly been anticipating. The registrar, Mr. Colin Russell, will present the graduates, and our chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, will confer the degrees. The parchments will be handed to the graduates by the dean and associate dean of each respective department. Each graduate will also be presented with a University of Winnipeg alumni pin by Ruth Dickinson, President of the Alumni Association Council. This is a rite of passage, an occasion for jubilation for our graduates and for the friends and family who have helped them on their way. So please feel free to express your admiration of our graduates or any particular graduate as they cross the platform. Mr. Russell and Chancellor Silver, please.
Would the graduands please rise as their degree is called and remain standing while the other degrees are announced? Master of Arts in Theology, Master of Marriage and Family Therapy, Post-Baccalaureate Diploma in Education, Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Bachelor of Kinesiology, Bachelor of Arts in Kinesiology, 4-year, Bachelor of Arts in Kinesiology, Bachelor of Physical and Health Education. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I request you to confer upon these candidates and upon those receiving their degrees in absentia the degree for which they have qualified.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit those present and those receiving degrees in absentia to the degrees for which the prescribed studies have been completed, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining.
Please shift your cap tassels to the left. Congratulations, you are now graduates of the University of Winnipeg. Please be seated. Mr. Chancellor, I beg leave to present the graduates for congratulation. First, the graduate of the Master of Arts in Theology, receiving the Gothrop Prize, Belle Jarniewski. The recipients of the Master of Marriage and Family Therapy degree, Amarjot Amber Gruel. Janelle Hebb. Kia Kurzinger. Noah Dana Starr. Elizabeth Prudence Skiba. Tara Magnus Walker. Now the recipients of the Post-Baccalaureate Diploma in Education, Andrea Aldis Delisle. Lindsay Amanda DeWitt. Jacqueline Doreen Dilschneider. Landon Gibson. Cara Ann Goulet. Tiffany Dawn Pritchard. Carly Rosenberg. Kelsey Catherine Pilgrim Terrick. Swapnali Tipnis. Ripudaman Kaur Sidhu. And now the recipients of the Bachelor of Education degree, receiving the Chancellor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in education and the Lieutenant Governor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in arts, 3-year program, Jennifer Paula Leslie. Receiving the Chancellor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in Kinesiology, 3-year, and a Gold Medal for the major in the 3-year Physical and Health Education, Carrie Jane Kuzbit. Receiving the University Silver Medal for the 2nd highest standing in Kinesiology, Janelle Hay. Melissa Rachel Anderson. Kathleen Lillian Appleby. Delaney Michelle Appleyard. Sylvie Nicole Arnault. Almaz Yared Ashalu. Shawnette Ann Babb. Holly Alexandra Bateson. John Edward Balch. Brighton Nicholas Balzer. Kayla Michelle Bartish. Annie Jessica Bater. Jessica Lontak Bautista. Dennis Dallas Barkzak. Kim Batal Paz. Shylight Lynn Bloodworth. Nicole Lynn Bois. Kendra Rose Bommersbach. Alicia Page Borges. April Rose Borgia. Tia Lynn Borowski. Louis Edmund Bowers. Rebecca Dawn Brown. Christine Alice Bumstead. Haley Winona Burton. Selena Morgan Bushman. Tu Cao. Jocelyn Tressa Cannon. Danielle Marie Carlson. Sydney Carnegie. Laura Marie Carroll. Sikwan Kona Carter. Dana Mary Madeline Cartledge. Matthew Castellano. Chemalu Crisolo Katanghal. Eric Bradford Champagne Bizon. Candice Jennifer Chiwandire. Stacy Jill Chirabas. Joy Chizzy. Christina Marie Pompea Clays. Maria Lena Clemente. Christopher William George Clements. Matthew Klein. Christina May Klitcher. Tamara Lee Koffel. Carly Elizabeth Colpitz. Amber Lee Cox. Ashley Violet Rose Crocker. Taylor Lynn Curry. Madison Ray Sear. Samantha Isabella Payden Zuba. Angela Guerrero Dayet. Dylan Douglas Darr. Jan Poston Daba. Katie Elizabeth DeRoe. Justin Stephen DeLue. Janessa Page Delorme. Nicole Delorme. Emma Eileen Dempsey. Mariella Dattavio. Tyler Alyssa Doyle. Melissa Grace Dumoran. Bao Te Soni Duong. Paul Jacob Dick. Agnes Bambe Edimo. Caitlin Brianna Engel. Kimberly Marie Erickson. Receiving the Lost Prizes Scholarship, Paul Michael Joseph Esteves. Mary Albert Ekpo. Trina Everall. Justin James Fernando. Carl Andrew Fay. Stephanie Ann Letkeman Finley. Ariana Stebene Fiorentino. Receiving the Bill Gadsby Pre-Service Teaching Award, Sean Allen Fitzmaurice. Janea Anise Coletta Hammerlich. Mona Therese Friesen. Graham Barry Albert Gagnon. Receiving the gold medal for the 3-year geography major, Chelsea Robin Jane Gerbrandt. Lucas Gerald Giesbrecht. Konstantin Ethan Giannakis. Andrew John Henderson Glowa. Jessica Marie Godlin. Lily Amalia Grant Smith. Alexi Joy Hader. Lynn Hart. Reza Blair Hazanali. Jessica May Haw.
Thanks.
Chevian Ariana Taro Haywood. Megan Ann Hanair. David James Allen Hendricks. Chandani Rebecca Henry. Lindsay Dawn Hergesheimer. Carla Deanne Hebert. Ashley Hadoun. Keelan Blanche Horning. Kristen Mallory Howell. Megan Olivia Hunt. Rachel Amanda Hunter. Travis Daniel Henry Hutlett. Amanda Marianne Impey. Brandy Lee Jarrow. Ashley Elizabeth Jordan. Dominika Kapustka. Kendall Karpishin. Spencer Morley Keynes. Lexi Marie Kerr. Dylan Spencer King. Nicole May Kingsley. Rachel Clausen. Jacia Alexandra Coop. Alexa Lynn Marie Kozak. Kayla Michelle Kranick. Cassandra Hope Kusi.
The last name is pronounced Legefka.
Jacqueline Charlene Legefka. Matthew Robert John Landry. Stephanie Diane Lavoie. Ian Lindell. Chantal Anne Ledors.
Leclerc? French pronunciation?
Diel Leclerc. Rihanna Justine Lee.
Last name
Tiffany Leplat.
Rafferty, Amit Levitinsky.
Rafferty Amit Levitt Pinsky.
Room call? Yeah.
Stuart Lintott.
Litz.
Sarah Elizabeth Litz. Amy Lowen. Receiving the gold medal for four-year mathematics, Sylvana Crystal Luong. Delaney Lyle. Mason Martins. Rachel May Manick. Riza Rochelle Manguba. Patricia Chianeso Mareri. Sarah Martins. Brenley Ardell Martin.
Elise Mishowski.
Sydney Elise Mishowski. Andrew James Mothe. Jessica McCorrister. Taylor Stephanie McGurry. Laura Ashley McLeod. Taras Melnichuk. Jamie Lynn Mertens. Roman Andrew Meyer. Sydney Ann Morka. Kathleen Irva Moulton. Michael Lynn David Mundy. Caitlin Julia Noctegal. Receiving the gold medal in 3-year history, Karen Nelson. Brittany Natasha Nelson. Jessica Danielle Nemeth. Marina Nicole Neto. Kadil Dave Disu Novato. Stacy Denise Koskavich. Catherine Twin Nguyen. Brianne Elizabeth Nickel. Amelie Katrina Nosek. Reed Gardner Noton. Samuel Justin Nowicki. Oluyemisi Olutosin Neuga. Jacinta Chinyere Nawachkulu.
Okala.
Kristen Ashton Okaluk.
Paulson.
Sarah Kristen Paulson. Austin Kylie Pauls. Jamil Emma Manrique Pampenko. Janine Nicole Peters. Christiana Lane Peterson. Jennifer Philipchuk. Alexandra Jade Petker. Ashley Ann Poirier. Kaylee Marie Poirier. Michael Thomas Powerosnik. Kimberly Prout. Brianna Lee Ray. Chantal Shivana Ramraj. Sherilyn Elizabeth Reed. Rebecca Marie Helen Reyes. Megan Page Restall Conan. Receiving the gold medal for 3-year French studies, Gillian Cynthia Morgan Rhodes. Rochelle Frances Richards. Maria Alessandra Mabini Robles. Bridget Rondo. Callie Russell. Haley May Rudnicki Smith. Chadwin Michael Carl Sauerborn. Allison Rebecca Sawatsky. Kelsey Ray Scarf. Emily Schultz. Samantha Ann Schultz. Arden Bennett Seeley. Simran Sirat. Bethany Grace Sensenstein. Kelsey Erin Chalet. Janice Nicole Sittler. Carly Madison Shodine. Natasha Christina Emmeline Sluzarzik. Troy Michael Smuckowicz. Joseph Levi Sobering. John Edward Sobkovich. Corbin Brock Steinke. Katie Alexandra Strickland. Kyle Shane Alexander Strong. Riley Julian Supine. Kaylee Sarah Swidinski. Daria Alyssa Siwak. Larissa Joy Thiessen. Harmanjot Kaur Tour. Charlene Adele Berg Turcott. Michaela Dawn Timchishin. Matthew James Varnes. Laura Melanie Watson. Tessa Rosina Weilman. Nikisha Colette Williams. Alina Rachel Emma Wilson. Tessa Eliuk Witcher. Cynthia Ping Wong. Bretlyn Monell Wood. Caden Robin Zaffino. Mason Leah Stephanie Zelensky. Now the recipients of the Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Daniel Iran. Cristabel Aguinaldo. Receiving the Chancellor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in Kinesiology 4-year and the Gold Medal for the 4-year Kinesiology Major, Rachel Naomi Adler, Alder. Catherine Jill Reimer. Stephanie Lane Sheard. Winter Lillian Marie Schellenberg. Patrick Savard.
Sedonic.
William Aaron Sedonic Carrier. Niaz Asheg. Brittany Michelle Bobichuk. Lara Charlene Bruce. Mac Gel Capuno. Recto Junior Clemente. Kiera Yvonne Coomber. Morgan Jessica Marlowe Evans. Michaela Marie Esteves. Kayla Diane Ezekiel. Janine Nicole Hébert. Braden Alexander Hidalgo Matze. The valedictorian for this afternoon's ceremony, Timothy Daniel Ireland. Christine Phyllis Nancy Geary. Naomi Nicole Cornelson.
Lambert?
Doesn't matter to me.
Which?
Go with Lambert. Yeah.
Emily Jess Lambert. Sydney Ave McFarlane. Hope Alyssa Minsky. Jillian Neufeld. Jessica Lynn Patcherell. Ashley Pamela Pomerath. Nicole Brianne Smith. Tyler Joseph Tomaszewski. Zachary Mohammed Joseph Zaman. Now the recipients of the Bachelor of Kinesiology four-year program, Matthew William Finlay. Pratik Garti Chetri. Barin Adiambo Ladu. Liana Martin. Brandley Perillo.
Ramelow?
Justine Ramelow.
Christoph Schultz.
Christoph Miroslav Schultz.
Wolbaum?
Alexis Elizabeth Wolbaum. Receiving the Bachelor of Physical and Health Education, Krista Melanie Aitken. Sherwin Joe Bacani. Miguel Eduardo Aquino Fitoria. Shaylin Marie Johnson. Zachary Clausen. Madison Taylor Langton.
Mayors?
James Martin Mayers.
Welcome.
Beth Alana Rolko. Jordan Karen Soloway. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spring 2018 class of Education, Kinesiology, Theology, and Marriage and Family Therapy.
So thank you, Mr. Chancellor and Mr. Russell, and congratulations once again to the graduating class. I don't know about the rest of you, but it feels a little different in here now than when you first walked in, right? Everybody's relaxed. I want to thank our registrar for doing an amazing job of reading out your names. When have you ever heard your full name without being in trouble? And this morning, Albert McLeod talked about the importance of being named. And I know for some of you, you wonder, should I go to Convocation or not? But you're here because maybe these people on the outside made sure you got here. I think it's important that you do that. And I always say that Bob Silver and I have the best seats in the house because we get to see you prepare to walk on stage. And I can tell you that some of you look a little afraid. But then when you hear somebody yell out, "That's my twin brother," I think I actually heard today, "Love you," "That's my sister," it's amazing. And we get to see your face light up and you walk across the stage with pride. So it's an honor for us to have this opportunity with you. So I would now like to move to the next part of the program. We have a few more things to do before you go, but like I said, you can relax. Next up, I would like to invite Ruth Dickinson, President of the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association, to welcome the graduates to the Alumni Association.
Dear graduates, today solidifies the dedication and hard work you committed yourself to throughout your educational journey. I would like to congratulate each and every one of you on your accomplishments and welcome you to the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association. The University of Winnipeg is a community that recognizes every student's potential, promotes diversity, ingenuity, cultivates new leaders and leadership, and offers service opportunities on and off campus, and is innovative in research. As you celebrate, take a moment to reflect upon your own academic achievements, personal growth, and contributions at this institution you called home for the past few years. Your connection to the University of Winnipeg does not end today, but evolves into a lifelong extension of the friendships made, the knowledge gained, and the memories created. I encourage each of you to stay connected through the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association. Moving forward, I wish each of you much success. Follow your dreams, inspire those around you, and give back to your community. And never forget the University of Winnipeg is your home, your alma mater. On behalf of the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association, congratulations to the class of 2018.
Now I'd like to invite the Spring 2018 valedictorian Tim Ireland to the platform, and as he makes his way here, I will tell you a little about him. Tim is graduating from the University of Winnipeg with a BSc in Kinesiology and a major in exercise science. He is headed to the University of Alberta later this year to pursue a Master's of Science in Physical Therapy with a goal of working in the field of neural rehabilitation. He hopes to improve the quality of life for those living with chronic neurological diseases and damage, such as multiple sclerosis, concussions, and spinal injuries. Beyond his studies, Ireland helped out with organizing TEDx University of Winnipeg events and participated in the Duckworth Great Rock Climb, where his team placed third 3 years in a row.
The wrestling team always wins.
Yeah. So you've seen the rock on the front lawn. He has received numerous awards and scholarships, including being named Academic All-Canadian University of Winnipeg Men's CIS Basketball in 2015 and making the UWinnipeg Dean's Honor List as a student of highest distinction. Ireland is also the Crohn's and Colitis Canada National Youth Engagement Lead and has volunteered as a coach with the Special Olympics East Kildonan Shark Swim Team. Please join me in welcoming Tim Ireland.
Thanks. So, before I begin officially, I have to say that after 5 years of university, an ungodly amount of credit hours completed, the opportunity to conduct some of the leading research, I can now say, without a doubt, that the mitochondria are most definitely the powerhouse of the cell. Good afternoon, officially. I hope everyone is feeling quite accomplished today. Greetings to all the friends, family, faculty, and staff, and of course, the graduating class of 2018. I am honored and humbled to be speaking before you today. You know, trying to figure out what to say in a speech such as this was no easy task. For days, I attempted to find the words that could adequately describe or begin to scratch the surface of what it means to finally reach this milestone in our respective lives. But I found the words, and they were deep, they were real, and they were earth-shattering. And after I handed in that draft of my speech, I was quickly notified that I would never be allowed to read that at Convocation. Perhaps 1,000 words written in all capital letters was a little excessive. And yes, in hindsight, it was a little foolish of me to think that the departmental fees we've been paying every year could and possibly would be put towards a small fireworks display. But the show goes on. One thing that I cannot help notice about Convocation Day is that it really is not an accurate reflection of what day-to-day university life felt like for me. Maybe for you too. For starters, I did not wake up at 6 a.m. today. I did not break down and cry even once in the shower. I had a shower. And I lacked that nice, thin, glossy, anxious sweat you get when you have 3 quizzes, 2 midterms, and an appointment to meet with your professor to see if they can round your grade up from a 74.9 to a 96. But that's because Convocation is not a normal day. It's a celebration of committing years of our lives to overcoming a plethora of small battles. The tedious studying, continual accountability, and years spent figuring out how the heck Nexus worked. All acts that once seemed meaningless now take shape. Could you imagine if we got the funding for the fireworks at the end of that? That would have been maybe 2019. Baby steps. As much as I want everyone here to celebrate this achievement and congratulate one another, I hope that you also take time to first congratulate yourself. Only you alone know and understand what you sacrificed to get here, so let yourself be the first to validate the significance of today. Now, looking a little ahead, I do not have much postgraduate advice. I've only been one for about 15 minutes, but ask me this time tomorrow, I'll knock your socks off. But here goes. I know all of you extremely well by now, and by that, I don't just mean I have been looking at all your Instagram accounts for the last 5 years. I see you all trying to find the perfect study spot in the corners of Lockhart, refusing to take the stairs in Centennial Hall no matter how packed the escalators are, setting up tables and booths in the Riddell Atrium to raise awareness for causes that you passionately support. But my opinion/advice, although small, I feel perhaps is important. In moving forward with our lives, let's not put so much weight on trying to define ourselves as something and keep working on being someone, being you. We are all naturally unique based off our own interests, aspirations, backgrounds, and experiences. But being in university for so long has a way of causing you to sometimes focus too much on figuring out what you should be, where you should be, and when you should be it. Take comfort in knowing that more often than not, we are right where we need to be in life. Tomorrow, I'll probably be lying on the beach, catching up with friends I love, and eating an entire watermelon with my bare hands. Woo. Now, before I end, you know I had to include at least one motivational cliche quote of sorts. And what would be more fitting than a quote from a Netflix series that I watched in an entire day when I should have been working on an assignment? Don't worry, it's not Riverdale. I did watch Riverdale, though. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the show BoJack Horseman. It's about a guy who's also a horse. It's not super serious, but it speaks volumes. But in your future endeavors, when you are feeling like you own all the problems in the world and you're at the end of your rope, perhaps you can remember someone telling you these words. It's called the movie star speech. You are the star of a movie. This is the part in the movie where you get your heart broken, where the world tests you and people treat you like garbage. But it has to happen this way. Otherwise, the end of the movie, when you get everything you want, won't feel as rewarding. There are jerks out there, but in the end, they don't matter. Because this movie's not about them. It's about you. All this time, it's been about you. And that's exactly what I think the world needs, more of you. So, congratulations, class of 2018. I wish you all the best.
Well, thank you very much, Tim, for sharing your story. I'm looking forward to hearing about your journey and your movie and your part. On behalf of the University of Winnipeg, I'd like to congratulate everyone who we celebrated this morning. Congratulations to our staff, faculty, and congratulations to our honorary degree recipient, Albert McLeod, and finally, congratulations to all of you. I want to thank you for choosing to study at the University of Winnipeg and for sharing your gifts with us at this very important stage in your life and education. Convocation is a time to celebrate, a time to look back on your accomplishments with pride and look ahead with anticipation of what is to come. But it's also a time of uncertainty. What next? I know this group is largely education, and you'll all be teachers tomorrow, right? But I know if I were hiring, I would hire that guy that cheered so loud for everybody in the class because he would keep morale up in my school. So it's okay if you feel a little anxiety about what next, and I'd like to talk about that for just a moment. There's no denying that the workforce you are entering today is quite different than the one your parents entered. The internet has changed everything. It's changed how we find work, who we work for, when and where we show up for work. And in March, the Royal Bank of Canada released a report stating that 25% of the jobs in Canada will be heavily disrupted by technology in the next decade, and fully half will go through a significant overhaul of the skills required. That's a huge number, especially since Canada's economy is expected to add 2.4 million jobs over the next 4 years. But here's what else the Royal Bank of Canada found. They found that the skills most in demand by Canadian employers in our emerging digital economy are critical thinking, coordination, social perceptiveness, active listening, and complex problem solving. These happen to be the skills that the University of Winnipeg graduates like you are ultimately equipped with. Your professors have provided you the knowledge and tools to not only be resilient in the face of change, but to be the ones leading it. This morning we had Minister Wishart here at the Convocation, and he talked about our graduates have learned how to learn. Part of what makes us all so anxious about disruption is a fear of the unknown, the feeling that it's an unseen force that will come out of nowhere to upset our lives. But disruption doesn't just come out of nowhere. It starts with people, motivated people who are driven to challenge conventions and create different circumstances for themselves and others. People like Albert McLeod. Albert may not have disrupted technology, but he did disrupt a way of thinking. His tireless efforts on behalf of the Two-Spirit LGBTQ community helped gain rights and recognition for Two-Spirit people and honored the role of non-binary gender people in pre-contact First Nations. His pioneering work in HIV education for Indigenous people helped reduce the stigma experienced by families living with the illness. He did this all without waiting for change or disruption to happen to him. And this morning, we presented an honorary degree to renowned Métis author Maria Campbell. She has an incredible story. Growing up as a young Indigenous woman in a community suffering from systemic racism, her life quickly went off the rails. In her biography, Half-Breed, she shares how her grandmother taught her that fortune wouldn't simply fall on her lap. If she wanted to improve life for her community, she would need to go out and find individuals like herself and find alternatives. She would have to go out and discover the world's need for her leadership, and that's exactly what she did. You too can be a force for a positive change in your community. Every day, University of Winnipeg graduates go to work in diverse fields and locations, each with the potential to leave their mark on the world, big or small. Let me share just a few examples. Recently, I met a University of Winnipeg graduate named Clinton Skibitsky, who with his partner, also a graduate, Olav Pitlick, manage a company called DeCapo, a recording studio that specializes in audio for film, TV, commercials, and video games, and he has clients all around the world. But you may be familiar with their more recent business, the popular across-the-board cafe in the Exchange District, a concept that brings people together over food and board games. So Clinton and Olav didn't just make opportunities for themselves, they made opportunities for others. They are examples of how University of Winnipeg graduates are having measurable impact at home and abroad. Another grad, Dr. Alana Hallis, has received international accolades for her research into neutron scattering, a process used to understand the properties of matter and how different types interact with one another. Her work has taken her from Scotland to Japan, and it all just started 7 years ago when she was a new chemistry graduate, sitting right where you are now. And as you sit here today, you may not be able to see how you could possibly be in a position to open up a business, make groundbreaking discoveries, but that's fine. Our desire and capacity to learn, whether it's through formal education or just taking in life's lessons, doesn't end when you leave university. Mark Abotasawe is a great example of this. Mark is an Ojibwe from the Ondeck Omni Kanan First Nation in Ontario. He first came to Winnipeg as a young person looking to pursue education, but dropped out due in part to the culture shock from transitioning to the city. Years later, he came back. He came back as a mature student and earned his physics degree, along with a degree in aerospace engineering from the University of Minnesota. Today, Mark is a structural analysis engineer at Boeing, one of the world's largest aerospace companies. Mark's path through life, or university for that matter, wasn't a direct one, and he didn't have all the answers at once. After returning to school in 2000, Mark often lacked the time and money to take more than one class a semester. There were even stretches when he couldn't take a class at all. It took him 10 years to finish his degree here, but along the way, he gained different research and class experiences as he got to know his professors better. It is the sum of all of these experiences that helped shape who Mark is today, not the time or place that each one happened. So these stories I tell you, these students were not alone in finding success. We've recently done a survey, and our graduates do find work. 96% of our graduates are employed, so moms, dads, family, they will do well. And despite the lower cost of living, our graduates' earnings were on par with Ontario grads. All this is to say, you are well positioned to go out and use your talents and discover the world's need for your leadership. I can't wait to hear your stories. Before I wrap up, I'd like to acknowledge that whatever path you choose going forward, you won't be taking it alone. And your parents, guardians, and friends, many of whom we're honored to have with us today, have played an important role in getting you to this part. As a show of thanks for those who have supported you so far, I'd like to invite you, the new graduates of the University of Winnipeg, to turn in whichever direction you prefer and join our community in showing your appreciation for this support. I would also like to thank Chief Marshal Dr. Danny Blair and the faculty marshals, Chief Usher Lynn Jones, those members of staff who have volunteered as ushers, sign language interpreters Jennifer Taves and Carmela Castellano Sinclair, Elder Frank Walker, members of the Winnipeg Police Pipe Band, and our new pianist Alana Haverluck. This year, if you've been to our convocations before, you would know that Barry Anderson has played in our ceremonies for almost 60 years, but sadly he passed away last year. And we're very happy to have Alina here with us, and we hope to see her for many years to come. I want to thank the many members of staff who have helped organize this event. And again, on behalf of all of us, the faculty of the University of Winnipeg, for placing students first and for embodying the pursuit of excellence to which we are all committed. I want to thank our distinguished Chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, for being such a wonderful supporter of the university. And finally, our thanks to the graduates for making us so proud, and to all of you, our guests, for joining us on this marvelous occasion. We wish you all the best in the next part of your life adventure and hope that you keep in touch with the university. Following this ceremony, you are all invited to a reception in honor of our graduates outside on Spence Street Commons, and you can meet your student there. I would request that after the singing of the honor song and our national anthem, you remain in your places until the academic procession and the platform party have retired. Family and friends are asked to remain in the gym until the academic procession has exited. Please rise for an honor song by Elder Frank Walker, followed by the national anthem.
What do you want to do? How would you know? Away, ho, way, ho, way, ho. 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 Miguel Cache Maneto. Away, ho, way, ho, way, ho. 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 Miguel Scate Maneto. Away, ho, way, ho, way, ho. 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 Miguel Cache Maneto. Away, ho, way, ho, way, ho. Away, ho, way, ho, way, ho. Very good.
O Canada, terre de nos aïeux,
Yes.